Hi, I am Pinky Velosa Ananda, a U.S. immigration lawyer. In today's video, I will be discussing about the basic documentary requirements for the K-1 petition and the K-1 visa application process. What are the documentary requirements for the K-1 petition? The basic documentary requirements for Stage 1, which involves the Form I-129F petition with the U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services, or USCIS, are the following. First, evidence of U.S. citizenship. This can be a U.S. birth certificate, a consular report of birth abroad, or CRBA, a certificate of citizenship. For naturalized citizens, a naturalization certificate is required. While a U.S. passport is also commonly used as evidence of citizenship, USCIS mentions that they prefer the previously mentioned documents as proof of citizenship. Next, evidence of legal capacity to marry. This includes official documents such as a divorce decree, annulment order, dissolution of marriage, or similar documentation, proving the legal termination of any previous marriages. So this is very important. Another important evidence is the evidence of in-person meeting. Demonstrating the in-person meeting can be achieved through various forms of evidence. So while photographs with clear timestamps or labels indicating the date and time are beneficial, they are not the sole form of acceptable evidence. Intimate photos, while perhaps cherished memories, are not on the USCIS wish list and should be left out of the application packet. Additional evidence can include visa stamps from the countries where the meetings occurred, boarding passes, and detailed travel itineraries. Relevant message exchanges such as emails, text messages are also valuable. Also, hotel or accommodation receipts, restaurant bills, or tickets from events attended during the meeting period can support the occurrence of the meeting. So the documents I mentioned are not exclusive. These are types of documentation collectively help in establishing the authenticity or the in-person meeting. Next, evidence of a bonafide relationship. This is very important. It's crucial to demonstrate a genuine relationship. This can be done through an overview or timeline detailing how the couple met, the evolution of the relationship, and the commitment to one another up to the point of the petition. While some evidence may overlap with the in-person meeting documentation, additional materials might include detailed correspondence demonstrating the serious and committed nature of the relationship, introductions to family and friends, shared life events, and other evidence reflecting a life built together. So this could also include statements from family and friends about their knowledge of the bona fide relationship of the couple. Again, these documents are not exclusive. Any documentation that is allowed and not prohibited may be presented to prove the bona fide relationship of the couple. What are the evidence for the intent to marry? Now, demonstrating intent to marry is essential. This can include evidence of an engagement, concrete plans to marry, preparations for a wedding ceremony, announcements or engagement parties with family and friends, and a clear expression of a mutual desire to establish a married life in the U.S. Further, evidence could include letters of intent from both the parties, saved correspondence discussing wedding plans, receipts for wedding-related purchases, or documentation of a joint bank account for wedding expenses. There need not even be a grand or official engagement or a big wedding plan, as long as the couple intend to marry each other and shown in a form sufficient or substantial for USCIS consideration, such as a statement or letter of intent to marry, it would be strong enough. Any other documents required? Well, additional required documents could include the category of criminal records, immigration records, and other relevant documents if this is applicable to your case. These pieces of evidence form the foundation of the petition, offering a comprehensive and detailed picture of the relationship. Now, they're essential for demonstrating the genuine and serious intent to marry. That is important in the I-129F petition, as well as to establish the basis for the immigration benefit based in the relationship. So after covering the documentary evidence needed for the USCIS I-129F petition stage, the focus shifts to the requirements during the U.S. Embassy or Consulate stage of the K-1 fiancé visa process. Now, let's shift the focus to the foreign national beneficiary. Now, at this stage, the necessary items include, first, the DS-160 form. Applicants must fill out the online non-immigrant visa application form, which is a critical step for the upcoming visa interview. This is available online, and no interview can be scheduled if a DS-160 form was not submitted, because the K-1 visa applicant needs their DS-160 confirmation number for the scheduling. Next, although technically it is not a document, the payment of the visa fee is a crucial step. Well, the K1 visa applicant would need the fee receipt for their interview. So that is the document needed. Pay the fees and then have that fee receipt. Now, another basic document needed is the passport. Well, this is even required in the filling of the DS-160. So the applicant's passport should be valid for travel to the United States and ideally valid for at least 6 months beyond the planned period of stay. Actually, longer is better. Another basic document is the birth certificate. An original or certified copy of the birth certificate is required. This might be a simple document, but others don't have it, or they have a wrong document type, or it was issued by a wrong agency, and then their case gets delayed. So as to what is acceptable, the U.S. Department of State has a U.S. visa, reciprocity, and civil documents by country. This is a guide specifically including detailed information on how to obtain civil documents, such as birth certificates, required for visa applications, tailored to each applicant's country of origin. So you could check that out. Then another document is the police certificates. These should be obtained from the applicant's current country of residence and any other countries where they have lived for 6 months or more since turning 16. Note that obtaining a police certificate from other countries should be made a priority because sometimes this would delay the process since other countries require several steps or take so long, or it's difficult to obtain the police certificate and then it is not on hand when the interview comes. So that will be a problem. So it's a good idea to research in this requirement and do it as soon as possible. But also take note that some police certificates have certain validity period. So you can estimate, balance it out when to apply. Not too early, not too late before the visa interview. Another important step which produces the document needed is the medical examination. What document? So medical examination results. The applicants need to undergo a medical examination by an embassy-approved physician and bring the results to the interview. Next, this is important evidence of financial support. This typically includes Form I-134, formerly known as the Affidavit of Support, now the Declaration of Financial Support, accompanied by the sponsor's latest tax returns, employment letter, recent pay stubs, and other financial documents. This demonstrates that the petitioner's sponsor can support the non-immigrant K-1 visa beneficiary, or if they are K-2 visa applicants, he can support all of them. This is different from the Form I-864 Affidavit of Support used for applying for a green card or lawful permanent resident. It's the Form I-134 for K-1 visas. So another important document is photographs. 2 photos that meet U.S. visa requirements are needed, simply known as the 2x2 or passport-style photographs, although you really need this as well in the digital format in filling the DS-160 because you need to upload the 2x2 during that DS-160 form. Next is proof of relationship. This is shown through photos, correspondence, and other documents. This may include evidence after the filing of the I-129F petition and up to the time of the visa interview that you have maintained your relationship. Sometimes they're asked by the interviewing officer, sometimes not. So it's always a good idea to have them. Then, after the applicant is able to schedule an appointment for the K-1 visa interview, we'll need the interview appointment or confirmation. This is the confirmation of the scheduled interview at the U.S. Embassy or consulate, and this is necessary for the interview. So these documents that I've mentioned are important to the K-1 visa application process at the U.S. Embassy or consulate stage, as they collectively establish the legitimacy of the relationship and the applicant's eligibility for the fiancé visa. I hope you have learned something in this video, and if you want to learn more, please follow or subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you next time.